Hello and welcome back to Morgan's lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. I thought it was raining, but apparently the rain decided to go away and it was pretty out because it's fall in Virginia. So I decided to take this to my patio. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I haven't done this setup before, so let me know if the audio is off or anything weird like that. But hello, coming to you from outside. Dun dun dun. Um, so, everybody, welcome. Tell me what you're working on. I'd love to hear. Oh, for me, I am working on a typo quick copy edit for a friend of mine, and then I'll be working on some Preptober stuff, but I don't expect to finish the copy edit during the stream, so probably not today. But yeah, hello. I see I have a Spence and a Greg. Hello and welcome. Awesome to have you. Are y'all working on anything in particular or just here to hang out? Because, I mean, it's a lazy Sunday afternoon live stream. Both are equally welcome. I do try to be consistent, 4:30 to 6:30 Eastern time, which in a couple weeks will kick back an hour because daylight saving. So awesome. Let's see. Spence is finishing some chores and doing some prep work for the week. And Greg is working on the October 29th episode of This Kaiju Life. He's got to finish it. So that's good. Tao the Lion, hello and welcome. I see that you're hopping in from the Writers Guild meeting. Doc is going to be joining me on stream. Are you ready? Yes, no, maybe. So Tao the Lion is going to work on a short story they started in the past few weeks. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in Doc. 3, 2, 1. Here comes Doc.
Hello.
Can you hear me okay?
Continue.
I did. It was gorgeous out. So I'm hoping this works out. Is my audio okay?
Your audio is fine.
Okay. Then I am almost set. I didn't quite finish grabbing everything out. I came to this live stream straight from Doc's monthly accountability group. So
It's the Germantown Writers Guild monthly support group because
Right,
writers are a neurotic bunch and need support.
I mean, yeah. So speaking of, remember how earlier this month I blogged about why I'm still trying to go traditional, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so 3 rejections later, I'm like, maybe I should just start subbing publishers. But, before I go small press, there's always the submit it straight to some of the, especially fantasy, science fiction, like Dell and, there's some in my genre that I like that, do the thing with the stuff. So, Sako is here. Hello.
Oh.
I see you are lurking in the chat. I guess you're not feeling up for joining the live stream. So, Sako is usually on here with me if you are new. So,
now she's going to heckle us from the chat.
I mean, you can heckle anyway. Oh, Greg says that 3 of his publishers went out of business. Oh my goodness. That's a lot.
Did they at least return your rights to you, or do you have to clear that up? It's not you, Greg. It's them.
I mean, were they small presses? Because, those are basically a small business, and 90% of small businesses fail?
Sadly true.
Yeah. So lots of sympathy from Sako, and Greg reassures us that he does have all his rights. So, but oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm going to not pick up this phone call from potential spam.
Probably a good choice.
Right. So yeah. Greg says, yeah, they were all small presses. Tao over on Twitch says The logistics in the publishing world have been difficult the past year or so with production issues, not counting normal issues.
Yeah, I would hazard a guess to say that the business model for a lot of publishing needs some updating, but a lot of publishers aren't willing to update it. Some are, and they are being very successful, and
Yeah.
some aren't, and they are running into problems, especially if they are small presses and don't have a big bankroll to keep them going.
It's a labor of love. It really is.
Yep.
You know. So Andy says that small presses often have the lifespan of small cafes.
Yep.
One of the publishers retired, one went out of business due to lack of sales and health, and the third did a release that bankrupted them.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like, I think if you were a bad luck charm, they would have all failed the same way. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know how bad luck works.
Well, the retirement that's probably the one that was doing things right. The other two just sound like they needed to get out of the business because they weren't doing a good job.
Yeah.
Which is probably a little presumptuous of me to say because I don't actually know them, but you went out of business.
Right. So lots of sympathy from the audience. And Ward is here. Hello and welcome. So yeah, what are people working on today? Oh, hey, Lee made it. Hello. And Greg will be very professional and name no names.
Don't blame you.
Oh, the hustle game in that is even, I don't know, which is harder, the hustle game for small press or the hustle game for self-published?
That's an
or are they comparable?
I think they're kind of comparable. I mean, the small press, you've got to get lots of authors in to help fill out your publishing schedule. Yeah. Because if you don't have a full schedule, you won't be taken seriously. For the self-publishing, it's like you don't have a publishing schedule. You're publishing stuff when you've got it ready, unless you are trying to get the same respect as small presses, in which case you've got to get a lot of work out fast. But you do need to know enough about each of the phases in publishing so that you know what you can contract out and what you have to do yourself.
Yeah. So that's why I fear self-publishing. I may die. The sad thing is I totally need a good editor, which costs serious bank.
Well,
yeah. MM Ward says hustle game for small press and self-pub have been the same, except they provide the beta readers and final editor. And Tao, yep, it is a lot of work either way. So
I don't know. I'm kind of glad that I went independent publishing, because now I know enough about it so that I can put the screws to any press that I happen to work with, because I know what they have to go through.
Right. Yeah. So hello, Blinkerbell. So, oh goodness. Did I mention that my chair out here is a glider?
You didn't mention it, but you started gliding and it became kind of obvious.
Greg said the one who went out of business for health reasons tried to sell me the business, and I knew better.
Yep.
And Devin swung by. Hello, Devin. So, for what people are working on today, MM Ward is doing some Preptober, so that's awesome. What are you up to today, Doc?
My plan today is to start prepping stuff for my book signing next Saturday.
Nice.
So that, I've got books I've got to pull out. I've got guard pieces I've got to unearth. And I figured I'd rather do it now than wait till Friday evening at midnight. So,
I mean, no minute like the last minute, time-honored tradition between both writers and Rennies.
Yeah, there's definitely going to be some of that, but I move slow enough and that I need to pre-prep some stuff.
I hear you. So Blinkerbell is just eating some food and then has to unload the car, and then things will happen.
And then things will happen.
Right? Oh, goodness.
Yeah, I also need to look at what the weather is going to be like next Saturday.
Yeah, that's always, a little risque this
Oh,
time of
great.
year.
Saturday's going to be a rainy day. Well, 30% chance of rain.
So Greg says, I can never write on a laptop. I hate the keyboard and have no lap. I mean, I usually actually have this set up on a stand, but I think I snack too much at it, and the right click button on the mouse no longer works on the touchpad because touchpads are the worst. But yeah, it's not a clicky keyboard, but it's pretty solid. My work laptop, I stink at typing on, but this one I can do okay on. It helps that my feet are propped up, so I have like more leg than lap to prop it on. Greg says he has to clean his keyboard every few months. Yeah. I mean, snack fueled writer. Are you not a snack fueled writer?
I'm a snack fueled writer. I just don't write. I just don't eat over my keyboard.
I mean, I don't eat over it, but crumbs happen, and
It may just be that I sit back from the keyboard a little bit more so that the crumbs are hitting here and rolling off rather than getting into my keyboard. But
right, because you don't have to worry about the cleavage issue.
Debatable. But I think part of it though is I also like soft cookies, so I don't have the cookie shrapnel that leaps across the room.
Right. Greg says he's dealing with crumbs, cat hair, dog hair, tears. The huge. And that both you and he have cleavage. I have definitely had crumbs just fall straight through in the right top, wrong top, something. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. Anyway, let's go to Emma Ward's comment that I can sit outside because it was 38. Oh my gosh, Fahrenheit today, and is now only 56 and breezy. For those of you, and Devin, who are Celsius people, 38 degrees Fahrenheit is just over freezing. So it's like 3 degrees Celsius. So, yeah. Emma Ward says, I get furry keys from the feline overlords laying on the keyboard when I'm not looking. It helps that I have mine on a stand. So this laptop is like at this much of a slant. So he doesn't usually lay on this one. He lays on the work one all the time.
Mine is on a rolling cart.
He's amazing at stepping on the cap locks key and the caret key. And he once switched me into airplane mode. I didn't know there was a shortcut key for that, but he does.
And he won't tell you what it is. Like, I have my laptop on a rolling cart so I can do fun things like this and move it around. Yeah. But it also means that it's a small enough space that the cats don't ever try to get up on top of the keyboard to lie down.
Right. So, wrong screen. Okay. Blinkerbell, I think, just moved. I was out when it was 43 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me tell you, it was just not the same 43 degrees I felt back in the last place. I was fine in a hoodie. Oh, for Tao, my cat often turns on the camera. That's when you got to get a Post-it note and put it over the camera so that when it like impromptu kicks in, you can impromptu kick it out. Although I've learned if you keep a yellow Post-it note over your camera all the time, my work laptop has color adjusted for it, so everything's red when it's not there.
Okay, interesting.
Right? Right. Hello, Salter EA. I don't know if you've been on my stream before, but I love new people and regulars, and I like people just in general. Salter says, I use a split keyboard with removable keycaps for much easier cleaning and replacement. Oh, nice. I learned touch typing in high school and just haven't moved on from there. So do we want to sprint? I have stuff to do.
I think maybe we should, seeing as that's what we're here for, right?
Right. So let's see. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my system audio, and it better actually make music this week. Just saying.
That would help.
Last week the timer didn't actually play. It was sad. So Greg says he wishes he could touch type. It was required by the time I hit high school. Oh, yeah, dyspraxia. Yeah, that's
speaking teaches typing. No.
I mean, when you have dyspraxia, it does make everything, and that's why you need the editor. I totally get that. So
yeah.
Well, we're doing 25-minute sprints because I'm editing and I need a longer sprint for editing than I do for writing. But 21 seconds because it's 2021 and I'm very easily amused. So, are y'all ready to get started? Oh, yes. Spence says touch typing was required in 2nd grade. Oh my goodness. Is your hand even big enough yet?
Wow.
And Greg says me too, but dyspraxia got me out of it. Yeah. So, well, let's go ahead and get some writing done or snacking, editing. You know, you do you. This is a lazy live stream, not a productivity live stream. So
that's next month.
Yeah, next month it'll be the not so lazy live stream. So let's get started in 3, 2, 1, boom.
I heard the alarm. And Morgan took herself out of the show. Okay.
Sorry, when I unmuted myself, I also tapped the go away.
Yeah. So that was a new one that we heard the alarm and you didn't.
That has happened
so
before.
Engrossed.
Yeah, no, it's because I plugged in my microphone and it set some of the devices to output to my microphone.
Which doesn't output so much.
Well, I mean, it does have a plug for audio, but I never use it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so how was your sprint?
Well, I got a lot of my located a bunch of my marketing materials and got them stacked up and pulled out the tabletop stand to make sure it's still in good condition.
Nice.
Always helps to find that out before you get there. Unfortunately, I also found out that my inventory count of books was off, and I don't have quite as many as I thought I did.
Oh no! Are you sure you just didn't put a box somewhere else or something?
No, the issue is that the number I remembered as having handed over to page after page before the season was actually larger than the number I remembered was smaller than what I actually gave them. There we go. So I knew that I had enough books from what I gave them, and it turns out, well, that also means that I had less books left over. So, so I have fewer bonus books to cart in case we sell out to try to oversell. But we're still good. It's just
not quite as flush as you thought you were.
He's a little panic, not a big
I got 30 pages read, so
nice.
Pretty happy. Maybe 30 pages. So definitely making headway. It's a middle grade and they're double spaced pages, so it reads pretty fast with short chapters. So yeah. Let's see how everybody else did. Spence was folding laundry. Blinkerbell found out the hard way that one of their keyboards did not have removable keycaps. For cleaning. Kibby swung by to lurk. Kelly is working on a short story tie-in and is curious, how do you incorporate a popular song into a narrative? Lee asks, of course, what do you mean, a reference or the words of the song itself, in which you get into copyright issues? Kelly said both. Ward suggested I have a character listening or singing along with a single line, or you can write the lyrics into the thoughts and actions of the character as a whole, have chapters reflect the song. But it's a lot trickier if the song is not in public domain. I mean, obviously, titles, you can use titles. Titles are free. You can't copyright them, but lyrics get tricky.
Yeah, so. Definitely. And asking for rights can get expensive.
Yeah. Kelly asks, what does public domain mean? That's when the copyright expires, basically. So anything older than Disney is royalty is in the public domain. Things used to get into the public domain faster, but then Disney lobbied really hard to keep their IP and it got extended. So nothing new got released into the public domain for what, 10 years, 20 years?
Oh, decades.
They extended it. I can't remember. But things are getting released into the public domain again. And that basically means the copyright has expired. Otherwise you have to pay royalties to use lyrics and stuff, especially in a story, if you're planning on selling it, there is some fair use. And parodies are, protected, but
you have to change a certain amount of stuff in order to be a protected parody.
Yeah.
But yeah, copyright law was really confusing for a while because it used to be that was date of publication plus so many years, and if you were the author, you could renew it for another so many years. And that led to a lot of things getting out in the public domain because the authors weren't aware when their renewal dates came up, or they weren't clear on if they had to renew it or if their publisher was going to renew it. It's a whole mess.
Yeah. I think it was like death plus X number of years is sometimes.
Currently, it's the lifespan of the author plus 95 years, and we've got Disney Corporation to thank for that.
Yeah. So, but because obviously you want to keep, getting rights to things that you created, and profiting off other people using your IP, intellectual property. And, your descendants can get some, but, I don't think they earned bank on it, really.
Well, it depends on how aggressively they kept the property out there. Like, I'm pretty sure that the Tolkien estate is making good bank.
Oh, yeah. So, Andy joined us. Hello and welcome. Greg suggests that he successfully untangled a tangled part. So yay. Always good. Hello, Aslamwich Renari. Good to see you. M. Ward said that she incorporated Amber Lambert's running into a scene by having stainless steel shot glasses to drink whiskey from while a character was on the verge of a breakdown.
Okay.
Kibby is attempting to edit and rewrite things, and it's one of those days. Being hungover doesn't help, but I'm trying. I hear that. So Greg had a huge text dump that he had to break up with dialogue and a few bits of comedy. I wish I was a comedy writer, but I do snark and puns more than comedy, really.
Comedy comes from pain, so maybe you're better off.
I need to suffer more. I don't think so. I think, that the suffering for your art trope is a little too much and keeps people from healing sometimes. But that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah, we're not having that discussion today.
Right. So Spence got her laundry sorted and living room tidied and is almost done with chores. Might be done by dinner and able to get my work done in a comfy zone on the couch.
Nice.
And then shared the line, "Steel to my trembling lips, how did the night ever get like this? One shot and the whiskey goes down, down, down. Bottom of the bottle hits, waking up my mind as I throw a fit." So Lee would like to know how many books you've published, Doc.
I've got one novel published plus a collection of short stories. That's what I have personally published. Also taking copies of an anthology that I am part of that was published by somebody else, but she got me author copies to be able to sell off for.
Yay! Pretty cool. Tao said that their sprint wasn't terrible, introduced 2 new characters. Ward got 2 pages of a chapter read and cleaned up after the puppy, aka Agent Mayhem. Greg came up with a bit where they attempted to kill a bunch of sea creatures by drowning them.
Brilliant! Absolutely brilliant! Yes.
Right. Andy finished his blog post and now he gets it up onto YouTube and we'll get it posted. So that's awesome. Hello, Jen Rosewood. Good to have you. Jen says public domain characters like the stories of King Arthur and Sherlock Holmes at this point. Oh, thank you. You have it perfect. Works fixed January 57th through 72 will all become public on February 15th of 2067. And that before 72, sound recordings weren't subject to federal copyright. Aesop's Fables, Grimm's Fairy Tale, totally public domain, as long as you don't flirt too much with the Disney version. So, yeah. That's so long, definitely. Disney wanted to keep their grips on the original Mickey Mouse shorts. A question that you can say about estates is, how much do companies and descendants truly deserve the money earned by their forebears? Yay! Greg appreciates snark and puns. I mean, there's a reason we get along. MM Ward says, I wish I could write satire and comedy better. My Monty Python, Princess Bride, werewolf story wants to be written so badly. Sometimes a co-writer can help. If you've got the plot and the humor, but you can't get that voice, I don't know. I haven't tried writing with anyone. I'm a little too controlling of my world. So let's see. Jen is working on the minutes for the business meeting and their own personal journal as a stream. So that's pretty awesome. Kelly just mentions the title of the song, then you're fine. Titles cannot be copyright, so that never is a problem. As I figured it was popular, it may be hit or miss on triggering memory of the song. I get that. So, MM Word says, I can see drowning lobsters, shrimp, and oysters in boiling water with potatoes and corn before adding heavy cream.
Yeah, I can see that.
Right? This is a bureaucratic decision, so not nearly as brilliant, I'm afraid. Now I'm hungry.
Now you want a crab boil, right?
I mean, trying to think of when I don't want one.
Just because you want it more than you usually do.
My hometown has a crab festival thing about this weekend normally. I think it got scrapped from pandemic this year, but so this is the time of year that I'm used to getting all the deviled crabs and crab legs and crab biscuits and deliciousness. You know, basically decimating the crustacean community. So let's see. Spence says, I'm about to go get the quote unquote medicine chicken cooking for dinner for us, which actually sounds better than the lobster boil. Mission make Morgan Munchie has succeeded. Like that doesn't take any effort whatsoever.
That's not very hard.
Right? I just heard a bell chime and I don't know where it's coming from. So if you see me looking
still have
around,
wind chimes?
I do. And they no longer have the quote from my wedding on them.
Oh.
My ex-husband, when I moved out, gave me a housewarming gift of hand-tuned wind chimes because that's what we usually gave people. And the first storm came through and I went to take them down and it had spun around and I saw that he had a quote from our wedding as a separation gift. Can we say petty? Just
yeah.
So I got that replaced. And now it's blank on both sides. But it was a really pretty wind chimes. They're lovely tuned and they are like red and black speckled. So it kind of has the red dragon effect. And it was a very thoughtful but awkward gift. Yes.
It was a thoughtful gift right up until the engraving.
Exactly. So, anywho, that's a whole different story. And then says I should put that in a book. Details, little details like that really just add to the humanity of a story. That's just weird. I'm incorporating it in my next podcast. I am gifting you with it. Yes, he gave me that and a D20 as a moving out gift, because when we first started dating, I rolled a D20 and I said, head, or evens, I stay and hang out with you. Odds, I go home. And I rolled a natural 20. So it was, yeah.
So does that mean you actually found a case where a natural 20 is a botch? No. But a botch.
I mean, you can there are systems in which you roll a 1 and they're like, oh, you accidentally hit your friend. Roll to see how much damage, and then you can crit damage. So that's basically botching a miss.
Yep.
So, Sven says, I'm a little proud of that. Not gonna lie, fiction level petty. Make Morgan Munchie. Okay, so Jin says there's different parts to a story. There's lore, there's tropes, and there's character interaction. With the lore, you stuff the world. With tropes, it's literary conventions. Yep. And all comes together with the characters. Chart master.
Nice.
I think I lost the thread. But anyway.
Chart master was a gaming system that basically you could do anything and there's a chart for it. So lots of rolling involved. I never actually played it, but I heard about it.
So was it more of a role-playing game than a role-playing game?
Yes, it was much more rolling than rolling.
That happens. Well, let's go ahead and start a spread so I can get a snack. I mean, so I can get more editing done.
So that we can move forward in productivity together, right?
Yes, there we go. Roll to hit on the critical liver wounding table.
Wounding table, yes. That's when you know you're in a good bar.
Right. And then Ward is now inspired to have a witch who cursed or blessed people with wind chimes. Chartmaster sounds like some kind of HR system for doing employee reviews. I mean, we can see who is working on the Kaiju Life podcast. For those who don't know, this Kaiju Life is kaiju monsters and bureaucratic nonsense brought together in podcast form, and hilarious.
But I could see the Chartmaster HR system coming up in this Kaiju Life, definitely.
HR lives on charts.
The question is, was it there before, or is it something that the new crew has come up with because they couldn't get the regular D&D games in?
Right. Jin says that they enjoy Scrivener for the different folders within the writing. I have Google Docs and it works for me, and I don't have to sync between devices. So
it works.
Yup. And then Ward enjoys snack editing. So roll for wandering stock bonuses. Ooh. Hey, how do I deal in on this? Can I roll up a character? Andy says it's not that far from it. It's role playing made by accountants for accountants. Oh wait, he didn't say for accountants, but I think it's implied. Roll for coffee and bathroom breaks. What if you botch? There's not a. Let's hope the botching the coffee break rule means you accidentally forget to lock the bathroom door, and not that you pee in your pants on the way to the lunchroom.
Roll to escape meeting.
Exactly. So Jen is sharing more about their organization method. You can do the same thing with Docs or LibreOffice with headers and folders and things. So, Greg, oh no, you got a chatty guy in the office kitchen who always sniffs their fingers. Roll D20 for saving throw versus
quick. Yeah.
The coffee or the water filtering system in my kitchen at my office place right now has two signs. One that says this device is sensitive to what's the abbreviation for electronic shock? ESP events or something? not ESP, but you know what I mean.
Electromagnetic pulse, EMP.
Yes, EMP. There we go. That's what it is. EMP.
This device is sensitive to psychic events.
Right. So if you happen to shock it, unplug it and plug it back in, and someone else is like, oh, or you could just turn it on and back on again. It works. Thank you. I am not an improv person. I fix it in edits. EMP. And then says, roll for lunch cart variety. Oh no, a 1. The only choice is capers and fermented tuna. Okay, I'm still hungry despite that lovely description. Let's go ahead and do a sprint in 3, 2, 1. Boom.
Need to put the timer up. There we go.
And we're back. How was your sprint?
Well, I found my belt. No.
Oh, good.
Always important when doing a signing at the Renaissance Festival to actually have your fair garb.
Just a smidge.
Just a smidge. Sounds like you're getting flybys.
I'm right near the regional airport. So, and it's a gorgeous day, so all the hobbyists are out flying.
Kind of don't blame them.
I got a snack of half-lie cookies, cheese and crackers, and cherry tomatoes.
I'm feeling snack deprived.
I am fully snacked. I call them half-lies because because my friend calls oatmeal raisin cookies lies, and these are oatmeal chocolate chip.
Okay.
So they're only half a lie.
Yeah. There's absolutely nothing wrong with oatmeal cookies. The thing that is wrong is putting raisins into oatmeal cookies.
I am perfectly happy with oatmeal raisin chocolate chip cookies. So, you know. Oh, it sounds like everybody's heading off to dinner. So, Greg, it was great to see you. I hope you have a delicious dinner. And Andy's finished his video and is off to dinner because, you know, it's 6. And apparently some people have dinner at 6 instead of, you know, all the snacks.
They're early dinner people. And we are late dinner people.
Ooh, oatmeal cookies with cran raisins.
Not sure how I feel about that.
Craisins.
Craisins.
Tao got cheese and crackers and honey too.
Yeah. Well, I just opened a package of Montauk chocolate chip cookies. So.
Right? Yeah. So Jen loves your Amazon author page, and Drew is ready for their turn to have one. But you know, I hear you. Not published yet either. No Amazon author page for me either. Spence had a fun conversation with their dad about various places to hide dead bodies around town. Emma Ward followed my example and made tortilla chip and chili nachos. Ooh.
I make the face at me, Doc. What is that? Oh, for cran raisins. I used to do chili nachos, but something happened over the past year that the chili has the chili that I was using has changed. I haven't had time to make my own chili from scratch.
They probably knew and improved it.
Yeah. Part of it's just like some cans you'll get like chunks of meat, and other cans it's like this paste, and it's like it's bad.
Well, I am a complete freak. I prefer my nachos with the chips on the side. So I have like all my nacho, like the melted cheese and, you know, the meat and the salsa and the whatever, and I dip it. And that way you can make sure that you have an even amount per chip and you don't get that soggy chip or the one with like all the toppings and then like 2 chips at the bottom with nothing on them.
So you're doing a nacho dip and then dipping your chips. Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah. I like my nachos with the chips on the side.
That is a food stuff in its own right.
So that way I can make sure all my nachos are evenly apportioned. I think we're going into my control issues again.
It's only a little OCD.
And Spence's dad would like to remind all of us, garden lime covers the smell of dead bodies. Oh, that's pretty good. Tao does 1-layer nachos because that way you get the evenly proportioned. Very good. That's definitely one way to handle it. Although you still don't always get that clean corner to grab, and sometimes you get the super soggy. But yeah, Kelly likes making his chili from scratch because he's got plenty of, I don't know. Maybe he has a better commute than you do.
Yeah, I will admit I like making chili from scratch, but I don't have time to stand by the stove that often anymore.
Kelly says, as long as I don't double dip. I mean, if I'm sharing the dip, I won't double dip.
But if you're alone, it's yours, damn it.
Right. I mean, I'll try to like rotate it, if I need to, but usually I can get enough for one chip on a single scoop. But they've got to be quality nachos, not the ones that like crumble as soon as you get anything on them. Also, why Ruffles work better than flat chips for potato chips.
See, I always tend to like the scoops
Because
they have structure.
Right. But when you go to potato chips, the ridges give it more structural integrity.
Right.
So yeah, if you're using more topping.
If you're using potato chips, true. But if we're talking nachos, it's got to be corn chips.
Hell of a good dip, Mr. Spence is making chili on Tuesday, and Spence is dreading it.
Why are you dreading it, Spence?
I don't know.
Is his chili that hot?
I like my chili recipe that I got from a coworker who beat me in a cook-off, and it's delicious. And the first time I made it for myself, I said, "Did you change anything in this recipe?" Because nobody ever makes it as written, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he said no. And then I made it, and then he said, "Oh, actually, I halved the number of habaneros, and I used fresh, not dried, and with enough crackers, you could eat mine." But I think we went to Hard Times for chili that night and let it simmer a little longer to mellow out. And then I made my coworkers eat it. And they enjoyed it. And I hear they may have suffered later for the enjoyment, but it got it.
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of wondering about maybe that's what Spence is dreading from the chili, is that it's one of those chilies that makes you suffer later.
So Emma Ward says everything except the chips and cheese blend is homemade because unlike some people, other people actually like bake and cook and things. Kelly asks, Spence, is it the bullet train kind of chili? I'm assuming that means it
goes
leaves
through
as
you
quickly as it comes in. So, how is people's sprints besides the snacks? Right? We did things other than just snack during the sprint.
Allegedly, people do things other than snack.
I got 20 more pages read, so I am on I'm on page 140, and I started on page 85 today, so I am not sad. I did promise her I'd get it done today, so I'm up
pages?
246.
Okay.
So I can get it done today if I focus.
Yeah.
So, Tao got twice as much written this sprint than the first one. Nicely done. Nice. Kelly got an additional 400 words, which is really good. I know my regular pace is averaging about 350 per sprint. So I just compare that to my average when I'm rate sprinting. Not that I've done that since March, but I've done editing. I've done polishing, but I haven't done much writing.
Soon there will be writing.
Soon there will be all the writing. Well, we have 20 minutes. Do we do another sprint?
Are you feeling like another sprint?
I mean, I'm gonna keep going for the next like hour and a half, 2 hours, but I don't have to.
I was more asking the chat.
Oh yeah, them, right?
Yeah, good viewers of this little program.
Our lovely audience.
Yes.
So I can do a 15-minute sprint, or I can, do another 25 and keep going. What are people feeling like tonight? Da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na-na-na-na, da-na-na, dun, 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 dun. Well, it seems like nobody has opinion. What's yours? Oh, okay. Tao says 15 minutes. Devin says 75 minutes. Let's do those both. Let's do a 15. We'll do our outros and Doc can bail if he wants to. And then let's do a 75.
Oh, we have Kelly with a 25.
Right. The average, the normal.
Well, you could average the 15 to the 25 and do a 20-minute sprint, and then we'll end at 6:30.
Yeah. Tao loves the ambition. So, okay, we'll do the 20-minute sprint and then let Doc escape. And then for anybody who wants to hang out, I'll do a 75-minute sprint because why not?
It's only an hour and 15 minutes.
Right? I promised to get through these edits tonight. So,
That just means you won't sleep.
I just got 40 pages done. I think I've got 2.5 hours left, if that.
Yeah.
So it's only 6:15 where I am. So, anywho, let's go reset this to a 20-minute timer. Go ahead and set it. Let's go ahead and share it. Whoop, and scroll so you can see it. And let's get started in 3, 2, 1. And we're back.
Yep. Oh.
Sorry for not actually starting.
little delay. Looks like
I fixed it. We're good.
Looks like it's getting dark down there.
It's not as much darker as the lighting seems to indicate.
Yeah.
So how was your sprint?
Well, let's see. I found 2 of my doublets. Unfortunately,
Nice.
looking at the weather for next Saturday, which is expected to be like 80 degrees in Crownsville,
Oh dear.
I did not find the doublet that is appropriate for that kind of weather.
Yeah.
I was hoping to escape the 80-degree weathers by having a signing later in the year, but
yeah. Oh,
it looks like fortune is not letting me do that. I also spent some time searching for my boots and not finding them, which is somewhat disturbing.
Disconcerting.
You know, just like you can't go to a Renaissance Festival signing without your belt, you can't go without your boots.
Right?
It's just not done. So while I am dismayed at not being able to immediately put my hands on my boots, I am glad that I discovered this on Sunday and not Friday at 10 o'clock.
Yes, definitely.
So I spent some time and sat down and wrote up a checklist of all of the things that I need to find so I can pursue it over the week. So there is a plan. There's at least 12% of a plan.
I mean, that's all you need to get started.
Exactly.
So I got another like 10 pages or so. I don't know. I'm on page let's see. 158 and I started on 180 on 80 whatever. So I got about 60 pages in 2 hours, so I'm not sad. MM Ward says she'll send you some of her 50s.
So
degree letters.
Days? Yes, deliver them on Saturday.
not 50 as in dollars.
Well, I wouldn't say no to those either, but
So anybody in the comments have a productive sprint? Oh dear, Kelly says 100 degrees in cooking. Oh well, no, plus 100 words and is cooking dinner. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And Tao got another 200 words. Awesome. Nice.
Oh.
Well, did you want to do your outro and then I'll start that 75-minute sprint for Devin?
I guess so. I guess kind of didn't really do an intro. It just kind of popped in, but it's one of those days.
So Doc, who are you?
I am Doc Coleman. I'm a steampunk author. I write steampunk comedy adventure. My signature series is The Adventures of Crackle and Bang, of which the first book is The Perils of Prague. And I will be signing copies of The Perils of Prague and of my short story collection, The Shining Cog and Other Tales, as well as another anthology that I'm in at the Maryland Renaissance Festival next Saturday, the 16th of October. So if you are in the area and you have tickets to the Maryland Renaissance Festival, be sure to come out between 10 a.m. and 5 p.m. or whenever we sell out and say hi and pick up a copy.
As a reminder, this year for the Maryland Renaissance Festival, you must pre-order your tickets. You cannot just show up at the gate.
Yep, and they are selling out. So if you're thinking of going, pre-order now. But if you can't make it to Maryland and you want to find me and my stuff, then you can look down in the links below, or just go to your favorite search engine and put in Doc Coleman Steampunk. That'll help you find my Amazon page and all my websites.
Okay. And
Right.
Toe says that this has been very productive. Thanks. Ward listened to another chapter of The Ravers and changed all the beds and just found out they will have a house guest all next week. I hope it's a house guest you like.
Yes. Especially for a week.
Right? So, and I'm your host, Morgan Hazelwood. I am an actively querying and actively getting form rejections fantasy author. And I also love to hit conventions and share all my writing tips from the pros with you and my own writerly musings. You can find me everywhere as Morgan Hazelwood, except Twitter, where I'm Morgan Hazelwood. Rue. So thank you for joining me, Doc. I'm going to go ahead and start another sprint and maybe fix my lighting.
Okay. You could also relocate inside.
It's
still too nice outside, huh?
I have this lovely canopy thing with mosquito netting all around me.
So it's nice where you are, regardless of how it is in the rest of the yard.
Exactly. So, you know, and as you saw when I spun it, it's not that dark out. It just looks that dark.
Okay. You're just not getting enough light behind you, so.
Right. No, there's a house behind me.
Yeah.
So.
Well, the house was reflective earlier.
I love my house, but yeah. So
you have a delightful house.
Thank you. Have a great evening. Right, Hazelwood. So, okay. Going ahead and kicking Doc out. And let's go ahead and get started. What is this? A 75-minute timer? Oh, yes. I'm going to fix my lighting once I get started. So let's go ahead and start this sprint in 3, 2, 1, boom. And we're back. How was your sprint? I see that Jacob and the Rebellions, as Jacob with Godzilla and the Rebellion swung by while we were sprinting. What did you get done during your sprint? How was your sprint? I am so close to the end. I'm on page, what page am I on? I'm on page 158 out of, can this explore thing go away so I can actually see what page number it is? There's a pop-up that won't let me see how many pages there are. I don't know. I don't know how many pages. Oh well. But I'm really close to the end. Super excited. Very productive for me. How was the sprint for you? Okay. In the comments, Jacob and Godzilla says on behalf of Jacob that Jacob got punched in the face by Gargamel from the Smurfs movie. So pretty rough there. Gargamel is a jerk. Kelly hit the 2,100 word mark, hoping not to go over 2,500 as it's supposed to be a tie-in. Okay, that makes sense. It looks like I'm not the only one who had lots of stuff to work on this evening. Devin, did you enjoy your 75-minute sprint? Devin may have figured out a way to salvage a project they thought was dead. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'm super excited for you. That is, yeah, I had a breakthrough on my sentient octopus people story in the shower this morning. Yesterday. So I totally understand brainstorming and fixing massive plot holes is an amazing feeling. Oh my goodness. It means you don't have to throw away all those words because we all know how hard you worked on them. So, okay. Well, it is almost 8 o'clock, so I think I might wrap up soon. So let's see. I guess I already did ask how everybody's sprint was. So yeah, I think I'm just that. I'll be vlogging everything else this week as normal, and I'll be back on Sunday. Oh, more comments. Doc still can't find his boots. Oh no. Well, good luck, and I hope that next weekend is amazing and you sell out of books and people buy them online and everything else. So yeah, I think it's time for dinner. Although I might. How many pages do I have left? Oh my goodness, I'm so close. It's ridiculous. Tools. Oh, there are 269 pages, and I am on page. I have 10 pages left. You know what? I think I'm going to stay until I'm done. Anybody up for like a 10-minute sprint? I mean, y'all are still here. Devin says to Doc, your boots were made for walking and they just walked away. Oh, goodness. Doc's like, they better not have. They cost a lot. Oh, yeah. No, fair boots are not something that you want to wander off on you. So who's up for like a 10-minute sprint so I can finish this story? I assume by your resounding silence, that means yes. Kelly says if the cat didn't pawn them. I mean, I hear cats do like boots. It's canonical, isn't it? Okay, well, Kelly's up for 10 more minutes, and I already was. So let's go ahead and see if I can knock out the rest of this thing. And here, oh, wait, there we go. And Jacob would like to say that Joseph the Menta Uchiha kicked Gargamel in the, oh my goodness. So Doc says I don't need permission, sprint away. Okay, then I'm gonna go for it. So 3, 2, 1, let's get it done. I got it done. I finished. I just sent it off to my friend. So it was super cute story. I loved the ending. Oh my goodness, I was adorable. So how was y'all's sprint? Let me know. I know it was short. so yeah, let me know how yours went. Compared to 75 minutes. Dun, dun, dun. Oh goodness. Yay, I finished it. Although it is definitely fully dark out at 8 o'clock in October. Yes, Doc found his boots. I knew you just needed 10 more minutes. Oh, goodness. So awesome. Successful sprint on Doc's behalf. Sorry, I had a yawn. Yawn came through. My cat is definitely watching me from the window over there. You can't see him right now, but yeah. So Kelly got another 100 words done. Well done. Well done. So it's definitely not useless. It sounded like all of us were having more of a productivity stream than a lazy Sunday afternoon stream. Sometimes they're productive, sometimes they're not. I totally understand that one. Ah, my mosquito netting failed me. Something got me on the chin. So, well, thank you all for coming. I will be back. Oh, hey, Doc also found out that the cats have been sleeping on his wool cloak for months, and it is impacted with cat hair. Oh dear, that's a little fraught there. So, could use some more minutes. Well, I think Sako had a pop-up sprint if you wanted to pop over there. So, not the yawns. Salter says, thank you for hosting. Well, thank you for hanging out with me for, let's say, 4:30, 5:30, 6:30, 7:30, 3.5 hours. An extra hour and a half of Morgan staring at her computer and making faces. So, have a lovely week. Thank you all for joining, and I will be back again next week. So, bye-bye.